Hello, Beauty News family. Welcome back to Beauty News. This is going to be the August 10th edition.
Yep.
We're talking about new stuff and updates. But first, we need to touch on something that happened.
Well, it's been happening over the last month.
Yeah, it has.
So
it's been happening for a while.
Yeah. But before we get on to that, can we do some housekeeping?
Yeah.
We've got a second channel.
Yeah.
It's not Beauty News. It will be linked on the screen. So if you do want to check out extra content from us, you can do that. Also, these episodes are always turned into podcasts. So if you prefer to listen rather than view, you can download that below. And also, our thumbnail from today, the person that created it, we'll link it we'll credit them down below. So
down in the description.
In the description box. So okay, so pretty much if you want to skip drama,
yeah, there's a timestamp.
There's a timestamp in the description box where you can click it and jump to the news, or I'll have it on the screen so you can do it yourself, because this might go for a while, hopefully not. But we said we'll talk about it, so we have to. Mm-hmm. We will. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So if you follow our Instagram or you follow us on Facebook, you might have seen some drama with Chaos Makeup. Mm-hmm. And yeah, there wasn't much background to that. So we did say that we'll talk about it, and let's start from the start, because it sort of seems like it was something that just blew up at the end of last week, but in reality it's something that's happened for quite some time. And I know someone sent us a link, it did pop up in Reddit. This has been discussed, like what's going on, and so we're going to start from the very start.
Yeah, so last month we did a live chat for our members, they call them, or like our Beauty News VIPs, so the people who sponsor our channel. And it came up in conversation in that live chat that someone had ordered some Chaos Makeup beauty products for us, and they hadn't arrived, and they'd been waiting weeks. And a few other people piped up and they said, yeah, my order has been like weeks, and we basically said that we would like contact the owner and find out more.
And the reason we did that was because a few people had said that they'd either emailed and received really generic emails saying our shipping time is 1 to 4 weeks, so you have to wait, we're a small company, blah blah blah, or people just didn't receive an email back. And so we were like, okay, well, we had actually been in contact with the owner or one of the owners of Chaos, because back in late May, we featured some of their eyeshadows for the first time on Beauty News, and we were gushing about them. We were saying lovely things. We're like, oh my God, this looks amazing, da-da-da. I think you said that it's either the colour has Jesus in its life, or it's the colour of Jesus, or something. Like we were raving about how beautiful these eyeshadows looked.
I was absolutely smitten.
Yes.
It was aqua sky. I remember it. Yeah. I was like falling over my feet over this eyeshadow.
And that's what sort of got it. That's how we found out about this brand. Yeah. And so since we were gushing about it, a lot of people, it became on their radar as well, and they purchased based on what we shared. And that actually also, the creator, Megan Martinez, she took notice of that. She even shared our little clip of us talking about it on Instagram. She shared it on their Facebook. She contacted Hayley. She joined our Facebook group. Yeah. So she was well aware of who we were and appreciated the support. Yeah. So since we had spoken to her before, I was like, okay, if you guys aren't actually getting any answers that are making you happy, we'll contact her and see what the deal is. And I want to point out now that a few people, since they had ordered at the end of May and it was now at the start of July and their shipping time said 1 to 4 weeks, a lot of people started going, I feel like I'm almost being scammed. Now, we didn't say that publicly at all, but people were expressing concern that since there's on their terms and conditions or whatever it is, it says there's no returns, that you can't change your mind, and the shipping time is quite long. So a lot of people were saying, okay, the shipping time was 1 to 4 weeks. I'm waiting on going on 6 weeks. They're not emailing me back anymore, and I feel like this might be a bit of a scam. So I thought, okay, I'm concerned, for one, because we gave these people recommendations to look at this brand, and we got it on people's radar. The eyeshadows aren't cheap, they're $18 each, and we thought, okay, I don't want people to feel ripped off from our recommendation. Like, that upsets me. And also, this brand that we sort of had formed a good relationship with, I didn't want people to view them as being a dodgy brand, because that also concerned me. So both those things, I'm like, we need to sort this out, because I don't feel comfortable talking about their brand in videos if people are having bad customer experiences.
Yeah.
So I reached out. Hang on, I'm going to get my receipts. And before we go on, I am going to say that I probably will do a lot of this talking, because I had the pleasure of having this discussion with Megan.
Yeah.
Okay, so I sent a message to Megan first off, but since we're not friends, she mustn't have seen it, so I sent it to Chaos Makeup as well. So I said, "Hi Megan, Kat from Beauty News here. We've had a bunch of subscribers order from you guys after we discussed your products in a few episodes. Supposedly the orders were placed in May and they had not yet been shipped. Can you clarify when they will be shipped? I think they mainly tried to order the Aqua Sky eyeshadow. Thanks." So it was purely just me going, okay, I was sort of expecting to hear something like, "Oh, we've had a lot of orders," or "I've been unwell and I'm really sorry.
I'm swamped.
I'm swamped. It's a one-off.
I'm trying.
That's what I sort of expected to hear. Instead, I got pretty much what the other people were getting when they were receiving responses, which was her saying that they have a sort of estimated time of shipping 4 business weeks before anything is even shipped out. And if you wanted to rush that, you pay $6 extra and you can get like a rush kind of fee. So I said that we did a live chat, and quite a number of people had expressed concerns that they had contacted customer service about their order, and like that was sort of the reply. But people have been waiting over a month for these orders to be shipped. And this is where I think we figured out one of the issues with what was going on. So firstly, Megan was under the impression that 4 business weeks is 28 days of business days. So it's not.
It's 20
business days is 4 business weeks. So when she put on the website 1 to 4 business weeks, she was actually mentally thinking, I've got closer to 6 weeks to ship these. And I just want to say as well that as a consumer myself and as a customer of many brands, 6 weeks to ship out a single eyeshadow is ridiculous. There is no reason to do that. The only way I can think that they can possibly, what they're possibly doing is waiting for orders to come through, order the ingredients, make them and ship them in that time. So it's almost like a custom made thing. Now, I sort of expect that from a wedding dress, a custom cake, custom something, not a single pan eyeshadow.
I would not guess that either.
No.
Yeah.
Normally what brands do is or indie brands, is they make a number that they know they can sell. So 100, 200, 300, 1,000, whatever it might be. They make them put that amount on the website as this is how much we have in stock. And then when they run out, they are out of stock and they make it again. And so as the orders come in, they ship them, so they can ship them within a couple of business days. That's standard of what happens, and that makes a lot more sense. Yeah. Whereas Megan never said that they actually do them custom order, but that's the only way I can possibly imagine them needing 6 weeks to ship an item. Anyway, so we had this back and forth where she was saying, no ma'am, it is, 4 business weeks is, essentially she was saying that it's 28 business days. And I was like, no, that's actually not the case. So there was a miscommunication here. And I did express that because she goes, either way. And I'm like, no, not either way, because this is a big red flag for people. If they say, okay, it's going to take up to 4 weeks to ship something and it's going on 6 weeks, that's when people start going, okay, I can't refund it. They're not answering my emails. This feels dodgy to me. And that's what their alarm bells were going off. So I wanted to express to her like, no, don't be so flippant with this, because there's a big difference between 4 and 6 weeks. As it is, 4 weeks is too long to wait. 6 weeks is way too long. So we had that discussion and it ended where she pretty much said that for people if to deal with this issue, people need to contact her. So what I did was I posted on our Facebook page and also on the community tab of YouTube saying, if you have any issues or you want to follow up your order, contact them, and also mention that we sent you. And the reason I said that was because I think some people assuming that I did that because I'm like, go and attack her and say it's from us, and it's not the case at all. But she did express that she as far as she's aware, no emails have been unattended to. So I sort of wanted people to point out which ones they feel like hadn't been attended to, and so she can deal with it and
to have a reference
for
their situation. Mention that
exactly
this was brought up by Beauty News.
And so she knows exactly what orders we're talking about. So we pretty much ended that conversation, which it was a bit frustrating. Like, we were both very frustrated, but I think in the circumstances both sort of respectful
of the situation.
Yep. Like, you can tell we're both frustrated, and it was an annoying conversation to have, but we got there in the end. And so the next day she messaged me again, giving me an update. So she said that they had gotten a few emails and not one of them had been waiting over 6 weeks, or 4. Now, I don't agree with that, because people were saying that they had placed orders when our video went up, which was late May, and by this time it was the 6th of July. So that is well over 4 weeks. She also said that due to this experience, she had the website policy updated to 6 weeks, so there was like no issues. So when she says to people these days who are still waiting on their order, you have to wait 6 weeks. When they placed it, it was actually 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So she did actually change this in the meantime. We didn't have a screenshot of the website terms before, but now they do say 6 weeks. Then we sort of went on just to discuss. I asked her, why does it take 6 weeks? And pretty much she was saying that they're a small brand, which I totally understand. And she was saying that until they can have a mass production sort of thing going on, there's no way they're going to be any quicker. Now, once again, I didn't understand that, because the way that I understand indie brands to be is that they should make their products, then sell them. But it was just going back and forwards, and it was frustrating. So we ended up ending that conversation. Once again, she said, "You're welcome to your opinion and vice versa. Thank you for reaching out to me. Communication is a key, and I appreciate yours. I hope you have a good day too." And I said, "Good luck with your brand X." And she said, "Thank you so much." So that's where we ended it off. And in my eyes, I knew that we had like an uncomfortable sort of, I confronted her about things that she was a little bit defensive about, and we were getting a little bit frustrated, but it ended up being like, okay,
Done.
Tick that off. I followed up what I needed to follow up, and she answered questions and improved her website to make it a little bit more accurate. I was like, okay, uncomfortable, but had to happen. But what I think happened that blew this up last week, so this is a month later, was that I shared one of her new sneak peeks on Instagram. And I didn't say much about it except for chaos is sneak peeking, blah. And someone in those comments had actually said, there was 2 people. I don't have a screenshot, and I'll tell you why in a second. But 2 people had commented saying, I have ordered from them before, this looks cool, and I have ordered from them before, but I had to cancel my order after 8 weeks of not receiving it. I had to, put in a PayPal dispute, so I'm not going to order from this brand again. And someone else said a similar thing. My order took 8 weeks. This looks interesting, but I'm not willing to wait that. And I replied and I said, yeah, I actually have heard that that's a common thing, and it's unfortunate because the products look cool. And I think that must have upset her. So what she said was, please do not post our content on your page when I already blocked you for being absolutely rude. And I said to that, we were never being rude. I was chasing up missing orders for followers. If you had decent customer service, I wouldn't need to do that. No need to be so petty. And then she said, you clearly know how I felt because I blocked you and left your group. You said you didn't want to post about us anymore, so I'm really confused. We don't hide our shipping information. And this was something that she keeps going back at, people know. If they wanted it rushed, they can pay for it rushed. People know. And look, props to them. They do put on their website that there was 1 to 4 weeks wait. People were waiting longer. It is a thing. But people still, they might order something thinking, okay, the max time, which might be a rare occasion, it will take 4 weeks to ship. I think people order thinking, I'm expecting good customer service and a speedy service. Okay, maybe I'll wait a week, maybe maximum 2 weeks. But I don't think people really understand the gravity of having to wait a couple of months for an item until they're actually experiencing it.
I remember, like, I don't have screenshots for this, so I can't prove any of it. But I remember when Aquasky released, and on the website it said, please check the shipping policy in the FAQ or whatever it was. So you actually had to go to a whole other page to look at it. And the only reason I looked at it is because that's what I do when I shop. I inspect every fucking page.
But not everyone does.
Exactly.
Not everyone does.
Most people don't.
And then what I said in response to that was, no, I said I'll talk about your products, but we'll give a warning about your customer service. And that was something that we discussed in the Facebook chat. I said, look, I'm not comfortable recommending your products unless I tell people that it does take up to 6 weeks to ship. And, you know, if that's her policy, like, I just felt like I don't want people to feel like that they're getting a bad deal when they're waiting 5-6 weeks and they still don't have a tracking number. So I was like, if we talk about your products again, I'm always going to mention that because I think it's a very relevant thing to know as a consumer.
It is.
Yeah. And then I said, I didn't notice you left the group or blocked me because I don't pay attention to petty shit. And what that was is that I never went to go message her again. If she wants to crack the shits and stamp her foot and leave the group, I don't care. But she has this habit, and this is one thing that I found frustrating about her, is that you think like a conversation's over and then she'll message you like 6 times and then you see those dots that keep happening and I'm like, just fucking stop. So I sort of cut her off and I ended up saying, if you blocked me, please stop talking to me. I wanted to support your brand because I believed in the products, but you're trying to turn me away from your brand and make me out to be the bad guy. So I'm officially not interested in promoting your brand anymore. I was willing to move on and be civil, but clearly that's not how you deal with feedback. Bye. And then she said, please don't post our content. We sent you extra stuff when we mailed you a package. So I could say the same, but after reading your comments, I guess you were still mad. We never received anything. She never actually posted anything from us. So we never received anything from them. So I don't know what that is in response to. But then I said, we won't post about your content, but we will discuss why we no longer will be mentioning your brand. So she asked us multiple times, don't talk about my brand. And I'm like, well, if we're not going to talk about your brand, I'm going to tell people why. And she said, thank you. So I ended up posting the start of the conversation on Instagram and I said, heads up guys, we won't be sharing any Chaos Makeup news anymore. We had many followers order from them and tell us that it was taking upwards of 6 weeks to have their orders shipped and they were not receiving replies from customer service. When I queried the delay, I was met with a very defensive and argumentative owner, which was true. We were like, she was difficult to deal with. I'm sure I was difficult too, but it was difficult to deal with.
It's a difficult situation.
It's a difficult situation. And I said, we were willing to move past the issues with shipping, hoping the owner would take the feedback well and improve the service, but she'd since blocked me. I do not recommend ordering from Chaos Makeup, as many people had to seek refunds from their bank when the orders never arrived and customer service was not replying to emails. I said, we'll make a statement about this in the next Beauty News episode. So what happened with that was she ended up coming on our Instagram page, which I'd blocked her from because she's like, I blocked you, so stop talking about me. And then she came back on other different accounts that she had and kept trying to like argue with me. And I'm like, go away, lady. If you actually are going to block us, don't then come and attack me from other accounts. So I ended up having to block her other accounts. But in that time, we had a lot of people also share experiences about, yeah, this has happened to me, or I've heard that she's argued with other Instagram accounts and et cetera, et cetera. So there was all these comments. I didn't bother screenshotting them. I didn't really care. But when it kind of got out of hand with her she kept trying to create new accounts to like fight with us and call us liars, I ended up turning off the comments of that post because I was like, I'm making a statement why we're not talking about them. I don't need to have a discussion with her. I've tried it many times. So she actually reported that as bullying or harassment and got it taken down. So to that, I actually reposted the fact that it was taken down and I pretty much called her out on that as well. So that's all it was. But then it got fucking out of hand.
It just turned into a shit show.
Yeah, it did.
My God.
That post, which is still up, has had over 680 comments, and it's quite funny because there's a lot of people in there that are saying things like, I've had bad experiences with them, etc., etc. And then there are other people that are coming on saying, I love them, I'm a makeup artist, and that's all I stock in my kit. How dare you? You guys are so mean. And a lot of them were very argumentative. I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like, do whatever you need to do. But we were alerted to a post on Reddit, and this makes a lot more sense. Mm-hmm. So what happened was Megan actually reposted our post on her account and sort of called us liars, said that we were calling her brand a scam, all this kind of stuff. So she was sending her friends and family and personal supporters and whatnot over to our account to harass us.
By the way, we never actually called her brand a scam.
No.
We said, or Kat said in a message.
In a private message.
In a private message, so this was never public until now, said that people feel like it might be a scam.
Yeah.
Or something along those lines.
Because
but
that's
we never called her brand a scam.
And all we said publicly was, if you have issues with their orders, contact customer service, tell them that we sent you, and hopefully you'll get answers. And then also, I just made a public statement, we're not featuring them anymore. People have had issues with customer service and we're not supporting their brand. It is like, that's all I said. I never said anything about go and harass her. I never lied. I never said that her brand was a scam or tried to make people feel like it was a scam. All I was pointing out was customer service is lacking, which it is. And I'm also going to put on the screen right now a bunch of responses to when I asked people to contact them who have had issues. These are just some of the responses that I had. So this is not something that we made up. This is not something that we're lying about. These are all accounts from people that contacted us saying we've got issues because we haven't received our order. So it's just the reality of the situation. And I sort of felt like if she was a smart businesswoman, she would hear these issues and she would improve her service. But
that's what I would do. I would go, holy fuck, I'm upsetting my customers.
Yeah.
People who are paying my bills.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And the post on Instagram was just out of control.
Yeah.
It was people who were like waiting for my order for X amount of weeks, X amount of months.
Someone said that they were waiting for their order since last August, so last year. So
what even is that?
That's horrible service. And I think the thing that was also frustrating is that I feel like everyone who was defending her, so defending Megan, so they're her personal friends, her husband.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Shout out to Reddit on this one. When I read that thread and someone was like, that's Megan's husband.
Yeah,
I
pretending
was like,
he's a customer.
What?
Yeah, so...
What are you doing?
Yeah, so because I had blocked her, like I didn't delete any other post or block anyone else, but because I blocked her, she sent her friends and family to come and attack us and pretend that they were happy customers. And what I thought was really interesting was that it seems like everyone's defense was, but I received my order and I'm happy. And I'm just thinking, but that's like saying, oh, we're testing out a new drug and half of the people die from it and half of the people live. But don't worry about the people that die because half the people lived. I'm one of the people that lived, so who cares, right?
Yeah.
Like, don't ignore the people that are having a bad experience just because there are some people that are having a good experience. That's a bad way to conduct business.
It is.
So, anyway, this was just like, it just blew up as being something really fucking ridiculous. But what ended up happening the next day, Hayley?
Oh, well.
Because, you know, she can't dig her bloody hole any deeper at this point. Can she?
Oh, well, I think she might.
Yeah.
She's got a big shovel.
Yeah.
So on the morning of August 4th, I woke up, checked the business emails, and we've got an email from Chaos Team. The heading is Cease and Desist. We have attached a cease and desist, which we will also be sending via certified mail. We'll get that in 6 to 8 weeks.
Wait 6 to 8 weeks for that one to be sent.
So this says, cease and desist harassment, dear Hayley O'Brien and Kat Wilson.
That's us!
Couldn't work out that your name was Catherine,
No,
though.
she couldn't figure out my full name, that's all right.
This
She also
letter-
couldn't figure out that I'm a lawyer.
No.
Oh, well.
This letter serves as a documentation of a pattern of harassing activities that began on August 2nd.
Yeah, so
Oh.
she was just talking about the Instagram
Yeah.
stuff.
This letter is notice to you that you must immediately cease and desist these harassing activities against and towards me, including but not limited to the following: posting false information across all social media platforms, allowing followers to believe Chaos Makeup is a scam. We
didn't-
said that to her privately.
We never said it publicly, and also we didn't allow our followers to think her brand is a scam. She did that herself.
Your actions are unwanted, unwelcome, and have become unbearable to me. Your actions, sorry, it's funny to read that in what's meant to be a legal document.
Yeah, it is quite funny.
Your actions also infringe upon my right to remain free from harassment. As a result of your harassment, I have suffered in the following ways: substantial harm to my business, substantial harm to my professional reputation, substantial harm to my personal character, emotional distress. I demand that you cease and desist from this activity immediately. If you fail to cease and desist, I will be forced to take appropriate legal action against you and will seek all available damages and remedies. Sincerely, Mega Martinez, Chaos Makeup.
So,
Cease and desist!
oh, I'm sorry. No, what I actually find funny about this, and this is, to me, I see this as being an adult version of a toddler chucking a tantrum, storming their feet, being like, "You're mean to me, how dare you be mean to me?" But what the reality of this situation is, we contacted her because our followers were expressing concern over her service. When she said, "Stop talking about my brand," and I said, "Happily, but to do that, I'm going to explain why we're not going to be talking about your brand
Because our
anymore."
job is to talk about brands. And when we stop talking about a brand, we tell people why.
Yeah.
Because you have to be clear about why you are no longer doing something.
And also, I don't feel comfortable with my followers being treated that way from a brand. So if someone heard us talk about the brand and then bought or is planning on buying products based on that recommendation, I want to then say we retract that recommendation because we've heard too much shit about this brand. Further I look into the brand, the worse I hear about their reputation. Oh, and that's what I wanted to point out as well. I don't have screenshots of the person saying, "I cancelled my order after 8 weeks, but otherwise this looks like an interesting product," or whatever it was that I think triggered this whole recent thing, is because I had heard from another Instagram account, actually a couple, that when Chaos Makeup has an issue with your platform, they start reporting things as with copyright strikes. Yeah. So I deleted whatever post that we said about them, knowing that if I didn't, she's going to come in there and say that I'm breaching copyright, which can then jeopardize our Instagram account. Yeah. So from what I gather, she's very vindictive. She's very petty with the way she responds to criticism.
I was really surprised when I heard about that.
Yeah.
It made me look, I wasn't surprised.
Disappointed.
I was surprised, but I wasn't surprised. I was
Yeah,
based on what I've seen, she doesn't seem to handle things
very well. Yeah. When it comes to saying that we need to cease and desist the harassment and the bullying, what I say to that is that we actually never harassed or bullied you, Megan, and I know you're watching this. If anything, you inciting your friends and family to come and harass and bully us is actually way worse than us giving you feedback that customers are unhappy about your service. If you want to bury your head in the sand and pretend that everyone's happy with your service, that is fine. But we are not damaging your reputation and your brand. You are damaging your reputation and your brand. Until you see what this is, which is feedback about poor customer service and very, very long shipping times, and people look at your terms and conditions and go, okay, I can't even get a refund. I've been waiting 8 weeks. It says 4 weeks. And I feel like I'm actually being taken advantage of. Until you can see that people are doing that, your business will not grow. You need to fix that problem for your business to grow. And I understand that you like to say, oh, there's only 2 of us and we're really busy and it's a small indie brand. Maybe stop wasting your time deep diving for shit on the internet where you can get angry and start coming for people and messaging and cracking the shits and writing fake legal letters. Maybe stop doing that and spend more time creating products and shipping things on time so people actually want to repurchase from you.
Exactly.
Because it is not us ruining your brand, it is you ruining your brand, and it is a very big shame because your products are really cool and I wanted to support you. I wanted to try your products. I wanted to talk about all your new releases and go, isn't this innovative? Isn't this cool? But right now I'm thinking there are many other indie brands that do the same thing and their service is way better, where they will ship them quickly and actually have polite and easy to deal with customer service. So fix your shit. Not our problem.
Don't send us another cease and desist letter.
All right, let's start with an update. Last week we talked about Kylie bringing out her 21st birthday collection, and it has been released. So I linked to more details about the release date on our last video. We haven't been doing updates, so we're a little bit behind. Okay, let's go through the products that have been released, but like I said, they've already been released. There's the Hello 21 Mini Lip Collection. There's 3 lip kits, Baddie, Tipsy, 21, and there's a pink, a nude, an orange in those. There's the 21 lip collection, so it's 6 new matte lipsticks, or you can buy them individually, and they've got packaging with her, wearing different outfits and whatnot. There's a Sipping Pretty eyeshadow palette, that's $65. A lot of people are saying it looks very much like the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. The format does look similar, but the colours look different. There's the Birthday Lip Trio. So these are 3 different shades of red and they've just got different finishes. So one's a gloss, I think 2 are liquid lipsticks. There's a makeup bag. There's also Champagne Showers highlighter, which I think is funny because it's golden showers.
Yeah, it makes me think of
golden shower.
I know what a champagne shower is, but I'm no.
No, it's golden shower.
Yeah.
There's also 3 liquid eyeshadows in Eat Cake, Born to Sparkle, and Fine Wine, or you can buy it as a mega bundle. So that's everything in there. It's a lot of stuff. She likes her birthday, clearly.
Yep.
Okay, so update with the Too Faced 20-year anniversary collection. It has been released at Ulta and online, I think at Too Faced. They've got the Then and Now eyeshadow palette, which we've seen. It supposedly smells like birthday cake.
Yeah, I know.
I want to try it. But they take a row of sort of original eyeshadows from 1998 and then they've paired them with newer eyeshadows that sort of complement the shades. Mm-hmm. They've also released 10
throwback metallic sparkle lipsticks.
Yes, that's it. And also a limited edition Better Than Sex mascara, but it's called Better Than Birthday Sex, I think. And it's got sparkly packaging. So That is everything that has been released. It's already released.
We also have an update on the Tutti Frutti collection.
Yep.
So we see the 2 palettes. There's a pineapple inspired one and there's a raspberry inspired one.
Yeah. And this collection launches on the 15th of August at Ulta and Too Faced.
So coming really soon.
Oh, I'm going to actually go back. That collection's at Ulta, the anniversary collection's at Sephora.
Okay.
So they like to split that, which is weird. But
they do
yeah,
that.
so they
Yeah.
do. They have
They
two
do it
collections
often.
at the same time, and then
Yeah.
one's at Ulta, one's at Sephora. But 20-year anniversary, Sephora,
Tutti Frutti.
Tutti Frutti, Ulta.
Yeah. We see the 4 blush duos.
Yep.
They look blushy.
They
We've
do.
got the Do You Fresh Glow Foundation and Fresh Glow Finishing Spray.
I'm interested in this.
I'm wondering, looking at that package, I'm wondering if this is going to be the dewy version of the Peach Perfect Foundation.
I'm
and
hoping
setting
it
spray.
is because I really like that foundation.
I would try this. It
I would
says
as well.
it's full coverage, infused with juicy watermelon and fresh
Oh,
cucumber. Fuck
That
me
will
dead.
smell so amazing.
Fuck me
I
dead.
want all
I
beauty
don't-
products to be infused with those two.
I don't care if that literally wipes off my face.
Yeah, I'm buying it just to smell it.
I'm buying it.
I agree.
We'll get it in 2 years.
We will.
How depressing.
Because we don't know if this is limited edition.
We have no idea.
I think this probably might be the next Peaches and Cream collection and it be a permanent product.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know, but
Hopefully.
I want it.
And there are also lip glosses included in that collection as well.
There's also a few other things in that collection. Banana powder, bronzer, highlighter. I think it looks like multiple sticks. And a few other things that we haven't seen close up yet. So, you know.
Hopefully we'll have photos.
Hopefully we'll have photos
Yeah.
as we're talking.
The Urban Decay Aphrodisiac palette.
Mm-hmm.
So we have more information. This is coming on, or it's out, August 5th at Ulta.com, and it's coming on the Urban Decay website on the 27th of August.
Yep.
Seems like long.
It's a long gap between
Yeah.
the two.
Big
Anyway,
break.
yeah.
Big break. But essentially what we have is a 6-pound palette with the swatches, and they've got some lip glosses as well.
Yeah, so
And
3 new hi-fi lip glosses.
Yes. Yeah.
So there's Tongue Tied, which is like a purple, shimmery purple. Aphrodisiac, which is like a brown sort of, looks like a blue brown sort of shifty gloss, but it just looks like a nude, a shimmery
It looks
nude.
pretty on the lips.
Yeah.
I do like that one.
And there's also like another sort of shimmery purple called Ghosted, which we don't have a swatch of.
We did mention a couple of weeks ago, but we forgot to bring it up again to actually discuss it. It's the new Fenty Beauty highlighter.
Yeah.
So this is called Diamond Ball, and they released this as a limited edition product that they would
Diamond Ball Out.
Diamond Ball out. Sorry.
No, it's not as classy as Diamond Ball.
No, it's not.
Not like a diamond
No.
ring.
Yeah, I
Diamond
know.
Ball Out.
So they released this to be sold so that some of the proceeds would go to a charity.
Yeah, that Rihanna runs.
Yes. So essentially what we have here is a silver grey highlight.
Yeah, so it looks like it's a silver version of the Trophy Wife Kilowatt highlighter. So that was very yellow gold and glittery, and this is very grey lead pencil and glittery.
Yeah. We have some images of Raw Beauty Christie actually using it.
Yeah, this is
Like,
flashbacks to Jeffree Star Onyx Ice.
Yeah, I agree. So they've made it look really nice in the marketing images, but then you actually put it into practice and you're like, huh?
This one, yeah, okay, if you put it really lightly, it could work on some people, but it won't look very flattering on most people unless you want a sort of alien sort of look. So this is a really interesting product to choose for all proceeds to go to a charity, because I can't imagine too many people wanting to buy this.
Yeah, that's my issue with it as well.
Yeah, unless you wanted it as an eyeshadow. If this
Yeah.
was an eyeshadow, I get it, but
Or like a collector's piece.
yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Okay, a few things from MAC. So we have, firstly, okay, in Australia they have launched the Dazzle Shadow Liquid Collection and also the Supreme Beam Collection. So we talked about this a few weeks ago. I sort of said that I think it's going to be 2 different collections, but they're sort of sneak peeking it all at once. It is the case, and it is out. But also recently, MAC have hinted at a new collab. Now, they showed the map of Texas and like a signature. It says B, and it's got sort of like a line and a little heart. And a lot of people straight away thought it was Bunny, so Graveyard Girl. But her like signature looks very different. I thought maybe it could be B, and then like it's sort of like a line to be like, we're not telling you who it is yet, but you know, line, and then because she also puts like a little heart in her signature. A lot of people thought it was Beyonce. It ended up being also Graveyard Girl sneak peeked a little while ago her like testing swatches of a new product, so it sort of made sense that a lot of people thought it was her, but it's come out to be another fashion designer.
It is. His name is Brandon Maxwell, and he is from Texas.
Yeah.
So that explains that.
That makes sense.
And it does fit with what MAC has been doing recently with a lot of designers. But yeah, we don't actually know what the collection's going to look like yet. We have to wait and see.
We do. But a lot of people are sort of, I don't want to say disappointed because, I don't want to, like, make it sound like I don't like them, like, collabing with designers. And I also don't want to sort of make him feel bad because I'm sure he's a great designer.
Yeah.
But I think recently when they've done things like Patrick Star collections, and they've done some big like Aaliyah and all that kind of stuff, people were just expecting it to be sort of the next Patrick Star collection, I guess. So I think people were assuming it to be bigger than it is, because also when brands do these sort of like something's being announced on the 8th of August, people sort of, they get really hyped up and they sort of expect it to be more interesting than it is. But yeah, I sort of did expect it to be a designer because MAC have been collaborating with a lot of like jewelry designers, fashion designers, artists, photographers. So doesn't surprise me. But a lot of people are a bit
All right, while we've remembered, let's talk about Clarisonic. So they're launching something on the 8th of August.
Yeah.
And for us, that is it today? Tomorrow? But when you're watching this, it's out. So it's a new Mia. We know that much.
Yeah, I also want to point out that when we spoke about this a couple of weeks ago, we got it incorrect. We thought it was a lift sort of product, but that had actually been out for a little while and it wasn't that. So that was a mistake.
Yeah.
I tried to correct that in the pinned comment, but it looks like, it's going to be a new Mia. They've put here that the functions are 3 functions: cleansing, anti-aging, and blending. So somehow this is going to be a Mia with, I reckon, a different head or a different function.
It's probably going to be a Mia that you buy. It's got like a cleansing head, an anti-aging head, and one of the makeup application heads, and 3 different functions.
Yeah, I reckon that's exactly what it's going to be as well.
Oh, look. Comment below if you're excited for 8th of the 8th. I'm not. Sorry.
Anyway, on the screen, there'll hopefully be updates.
Yeah. All right, let's run through the rest. Anastasia Beverly Hills have come out to say that they are working on foundations.
Liquid foundations.
Sorry, because they do have the sticks. So that's coming eventually if you're excited. No, it's coming even if you're not excited.
That's true.
Soz! We've got some more Bath & Body Works products for fall 2018. We've got Marshmallow Pumpkin Latte. We have Champagne Apple and Honey. Then there's some new scents. So they were re-releases. Then we've got some new scents with Bright Autumn Blossoms. Blooms, yep, that too. Crisp Orchid Leaves and Whipped Vanilla and Spice.
Cool. We've got Belladonna's Cupboard. They're coming out with a new vampire sort of collection. So there's a palette and 7 liquid lipsticks.
Yeah.
So it's a 30-pan palette. It's a Masquerade V5 collection. I don't get it, but I'm sure a lot of people do. So you've got the same sort of format of their previous palette they brought out, which you have 3 sort of layers of 10 eyeshadows.
It's kind of like a book.
Yeah. I really like the look of the liquid lipsticks.
Yeah, they look cool.
There's a red, there's a purple, there's a green, there's a black. That blue.
I know. I knew you'd love that blue.
I am obsessed with that blue. And then there's also a dark red and a sort of brown. So There we go.
I'm kind of interested in that palette, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
There is actually another palette that they very, very recently released as well. This is the Endless Night Vampire Ball palette. This has rainbow feels to it.
Yeah.
It is $54.16 Australian. So this is a pre-order for the palette. If you attend the New Orleans Vampire Ball in October, you can collect your palette there. Otherwise, they will ship it after that event.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got some new products from Buxom. This is a Pillow Pout Creamy Plumping Lip Powder, 10 shades, $22 US, and it's a lip powder. So the way these work is there's like a sponge applicator, and then in the lid there's like a powder that you put on your lips. It turns into like a matte sort of stained semi-matte lipstick product. They're strange.
I don't know how they're claiming that a powder is plumping.
No.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm not convinced.
But yeah, you've got the basic range of pinky nudes, pink, brown, red, nudes, purple. Yeah.
Another thing I'm not convinced about is the new By Terry Nude Expert Duo Stick. This is a foundation and highlighter in one. And it's actually a highlighter. Like, they're calling it a matte, neutral, light foundation and sheer pearl highlighter.
See, what I see this as being, and I understand, like, okay, it looks cool that it's a split. This to me would be if you like a very glowy foundation, and it just has a fancy split. You could just put on your face, blend it out, you've got a glowy sort of foundation. But to say that it's two products in one, I feel like that's a reach because it's very hard to use one without using the other. So for me, I think it would have been better just to say this is an illuminating foundation. But if you want to then, get your brush on the highlighting side, you can highlight bits. But yeah, I'm not sold on that.
I don't know why.
$48 US.
Oh, First Aid Beauty. We've seen what the avocado was about.
Yep. No, hold on to your knickers, people, because people like to complain about Beauty Blender's foundation range, which I understand there was a lot of lights, and everyone else. But check out this range of shades. Fucking hell.
This is the Hello Fab Bendy Avocado Concealer.
Yeah. So there's 7 shades.
Adaptable shades, which means it's going to be sheer.
Yeah, and it's also like it's buildable coverage, which also implies that it's sheer.
It's going to be cakey too.
Yeah, but I think what they've done here with the Bendy Avocado Concealer, okay, I hope that means that it sort of like moves with your skin, I'm hoping. But I feel like when brands say it is adaptable shades, what they're really meaning is, shit, we didn't bring out enough shades. But if you apply this really lightly, one shade could service multiple skin tones, which, true, but at the same time, you've gone from light, so not fair and porcelain, light through to tanned. So that won't work on many people.
It's a shit show.
It is a shit show.
All right. IT Cosmetics have expanded their Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer. The whole range now is 48 shades.
Yep. Which is good because, once again, this is a very full coverage concealer.
It is.
And so when it is something that is so full coverage, it's hard to make it adaptable to different skin tones. So you do sort of need one that matches your skin tone pretty well.
It's a pretty good concealer too. I've been using it recently. I like it.
There you go. Okay, we've seen the Jeffree Star. They've launched the Sarcophagus Skin Frost. So it is just sort of gold.
It's been a while since he's released a Skin Frost, hasn't it?
But he is working on the liquid frost.
Yeah.
Now, these are releasing 24th of August, 8 shades. So we will see sort of the shades very soon. And there's also that new formula highlighter that we've seen for a while now that hasn't yet come out. So I think he's holding off on making the normal Skin Frosts because there's different stuff coming. And this is a photo of him sort of wearing a green outfit, holding a green compact, and a lot of people are wondering what this is. Is it the new Skin Frosts? Is it Christmas collection? We don't know, but I do have to say that it doesn't have a logo on it. So if it is Christmas collection, this might be a prototype.
Yeah. I reckon I'm going to just put it out there. Knowing what time of the year it is, I reckon this is going to be holiday packaging, and that is a prototype. It'll have his
Logo on it.
Some people did point out, and I don't want to read too far into this, but there are some lip glosses down here. We don't know if they are going to be his or not. I don't think they're going to be, because I reckon he would run with his traditional sized packaging. And there is a white container that appears like it could have a Jeffree Star logo on it. It's really hard to see.
Looks like Colourpop.
It could very well be Colourpop.
Looks like he got a Colourpop order.
Possibly.
Okay, we've got Makeup Geek. They have released 4 new single eyeshadows as part of a summer collection. So we see the shades here. There's Pink of Me, which is a shimmery pink. There's Summer Lovin', which is like a sort of peachy matte. There's Leafing So Soon, which is a green. And then there's also Blew My Mind, which is a blue. Now, this is an interesting one. If you look at the swatches on the website, and a few people said...
No.
Yes.
Is that meant to be...
Yes, it is. So this is the swatches that they put on the website to advertise or to show the swatches of these eyeshadows. And a lot of people... someone actually messaged saying, I think you got the wrong... This is not the swatches for these. And I'm like, I got it directly from the website. So these are available now. But fuck me dead. Look at... Yeah, let's just put on the screen a comparison of arm swatches versus marketing swatches. It is a joke. It is an absolute joke. They look quite nice.
They do.
In, like, swatched on skin. They look like rubbish swatched on computer. Because it's shit.
Computer swatch no good.
No good. No go, bro. But there's also more news. So there's going to be a fall collection, which has 4 singles. So Grunge, Autumn Breeze, Apple Spice, and Hayride. They're releasing the 23rd of August. And there'll also be a Pumpkin Spice eyeshadow palette, which has 9 shades, releasing 6th of September. So that's what's coming from Makeup Geek soon.
I knew those swatches looked fucked anyway.
Yeah.
But I didn't realise that they were... Oh,
Yeah,
my God.
they're really bad. Okay, we also have some new Sephora Pro palettes for fall. So this is the second series. They did have like a rainbow one and then like a cooler one and something.
I like those palettes. They never come to Australia.
No, they never came here. But this is like the second lot of them. So there's 3 new eyeshadow palettes. They're 28 shades each. They're going to be around the $65 mark. That's what the previous palettes were. There's Editorial 2, Smoky Jewels, and New Nudes. So, what do we think of them?
So, Editorial 2, I don't mind it. It's like, I don't know, it's got a bit of everything. Blue, purple, yellow, reds, nudes.
Yeah, I kind of like this one because it is not like anything we've seen before, and it does have some like cool toned nudes as well as some sort of vibrant warm tones. It's got those blues of all different finishes, and it's got a bunch of like mustardy greens. I think, look, it's not something I'd reach for every day, but it's definitely unique.
Yeah.
I don't mind that. What do we think?
Looks like there's some duochromes in there.
Yeah,
there are.
Illusion,
I'm sure there is a
there's a
couple
few.
in there.
I agree.
Kind of want that.
Yeah, and then Smoky Jewels.
Well, you know, I'm soz, but this is where I'm getting the Urban Decay vibes.
Yeah. I don't think the Kylie was the Urban Decay vibes. I think this is the Urban Decay vibes.
Yeah.
So, I like some of the shades in here. I like the combination, but once again, if you sort of condense this down to 3 rows and just rearranged the where the pans are, this is Urban Decay to a T.
Yeah, I feel that too.
And then we have the New Nudes, which looks like an expanded version of Modern Renaissance.
Yeah, it does.
So I reckon this almost looks like if you've taken Modern Renaissance and turned it into a Morphe palette.
Yeah, I agree. This is overkill. It's too same. Yeah. For a 28 pan palette, like, come on, guys. You can do so much with that.
Yeah, I agree. Like, the rows just all seem, besides the third row,
Yeah.
all the other rows just kind of look the same.
They do.
This reminds me of that Chi Chi palette, that massive one.
Yes. I agree.
But once again, this looks like it's got a couple of duochromes.
Yeah.
Dewdrop looks really nice.
Yeah, I'll just have that one.
Yeah, just that one shade,
I'm
thanks.
going to go to America and just pop that out of a pan.
Okay, we've got some Mecca Max news. Now, we did talk about this in the Mecca release video that went up on Monday, but they now have like a multi-purpose gloss, so an all-over gloss. This is one that you can put on your lips, your eyes, your cheeks, to make it look glossy, or like a wet kind of look highlighter. And their brand has now turned vegan. So it was cruelty-free. It has now been all reformulated to be vegan. So if you're in Australia or New Zealand and you wanted an easy access sort of vegan brand, Mecca Max is now vegan. Okay, last week we talked about Milk Makeup extending their concealer range. They've also extended their foundation range. So there's 8 new shades of foundation in the line, and there's a new product. So this is the Blur and Set powder. So this is a lightweight, loose setting powder that cuts shine, not glow. It's talc free, silicone free, absorbs oils, keeps makeup locked in place, and leaves a matte finish. So blurs, sets, and smooths. It's got avocado powder and hyaluronic acid.
Oh,
Here we go.
my favourite.
Oh, I love it. That's like the real gimmicks. Anyway, it comes in 3 translucent shades. So translucent light, translucent medium, translucent deep. So a lot of people might be wondering, if it's translucent, why do you need that? But generally translucent powders do need to fit a sort of general
they do.
colour.
They do.
Otherwise it can look ashy on deeper skin.
Yeah.
You know, etc., etc. But this is $29 each. It's released on Sephora.com and MilkMakeup.com 7th of August, and it will be in stores in Sephora on the 15th of August.
Excellent. From NARS, we have a new cheek palette.
Yeah.
Now, guys, sit the fuck down. All right, hold on
Oh,
tight.
I think I know what what you're gonna say.
It doesn't contain orgasm. What the fuck?
What the? Does it contain Laguna?
No!
Oh my god!
It looks like there's 3 highlights, 3 blushes, or depending on your skin tone,
Yeah.
you might even be able to use, like, it depends. It depends on your skin tone. Like,
Look,
you guys know your face.
I like the look of this. I'm not confident in their products these days, but I like the theme of it. I think the outer packaging looks very NARS and sort of edgy.
Yeah.
It's very NARS, like probably old school NARS.
Yeah.
I don't hate it, but that's a holiday palette, yeah?
A possibly holiday.
So it's called
Hot
Tryst.
Tryst. Yes. I like NARS blushes. I particularly like buying them in the palettes because I find that they're just easier to use.
Yeah.
Pigmentation's not as intense, and that's just my
Yeah.
personal preference for a blush. Fuck man, I don't need any more blushes, but I might buy these because I love it.
Yeah, I'm going to swatch it, but I know that if I
love
was
it.
to use... I've got a couple of NARS blushes.
Yeah.
Like, I've got a few palettes, I've got a few singles, and I've had the singles, I'm not kidding you, probably going on 6 years,
I
and
know.
they don't even have a dent in them.
I know.
So, yeah, I will swatch this. I like there's cool, there's warm, there's deep, there's peachy, I like that. I like that a lot of these look like they could be multi-use products. So one looks like it could be a highlighter, sort of sculpty, bronzery kind of thing. I will swatch it. I will give it the benefit of the doubt.
I'll definitely be swatching it and touching the outside packaging, and
Caressing
I'll probably be saying to it, why do you have to contain so many fucking pink blushes?
That's true. That's
I don't want more pink blushes.
That's true. That's fair enough. All right, we got something new from Natasha Denona.
Mm-hmm.
So we did see the matte foundations the other week. A few people actually on Instagram, I want to point out, were complaining, oh, I'm so sick of matte foundations, stop it with the matte foundations, stop it with the matte foundations. But I also want to point out that Natasha Denona has like 4 other types of foundations. One of it's glowy, one of it's dewy. So this is the first matte foundation Natasha Denona has brought out amongst now a collection of 5 different types of foundations. So if you want your dewy ones, go
She
there.
already got it.
She already got it. She brought it out years ago.
This isn't a release
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah, it's not for
It's
you.
a release for us oily
Yeah,
girls.
let us have our fucking
I
matte
know.
foundation.
Calm down.
But they did announce a new palette. Now this is not a mini palette. These are the larger sized pans. This is called the Camel palette, and it's launching 10th of August. So this, a lot of people will be like, boring. It's just brown. But this is like, I think she described it as almost like being the ultimate nude palette.
Yeah.
So it's got a deep matte. It's got like a sort of satin light shade. Two sort of mid-toned caramel sort of browns and one shimmery bronze. And I sort of, besides the fact that the two caramels look way too similar.
They're too similar.
Way too similar.
Like, you won't be able to tell the difference on the eyes.
No, there should be some, like there should have been a
One of
lighter
them
one.
Yeah, one of them should have been like obviously warm and one should be obviously cool.
Yeah.
Or
if they wanted to keep with this very, very neutral theme, like this is not warm, not cool.
No, it is very neutral.
Yeah, they should have made it a lot lighter or even a matte cream.
Yeah.
So anyway, I actually quite like this idea because there is so much colourful palettes and so much statement palettes these days that sometimes you need something like this. If you are just that kind of person that wants a really basic eyeshadow palette with good quality eyeshadows, this will work for you, but it also will take you through, like, it'll be a good pairing.
It's a year-long palette.
It is. But if you've got something like a really warm-toned berry palette and you want to tone it down, this is what you need to tone it down.
I agree.
If you want sort of like just a basic thing that can go across multiple different skin tones, this is one. So I don't hate this idea. It's very against what is popular at the moment, which I also kind of like.
That.
I like that. I think she's
refreshing.
Yeah, she's sort of doing what is true to her.
Yeah.
Even though, Natasha Denona has made a lot of Denonos. But I feel like it's like, no, I want to make a truly neutral nude palette. Here it is, Camel palette. And I kind of like that.
Yeah. All right, the last thing is Visart, a new 9-pan palette.
Cool.
Black and white. It's not black and white, but we don't know what it looks like yet.
No.
So there you go.
Yeah, we'll update you on that when we have more information.
Yes.
Anyway, guys, that was a really long episode.
Yeah.
The news portion wasn't too long.
No.
Our ranty portion was very long, so apologies for that. We hope...
That's gone to bed now.
Yeah.
Never again.
We're not dealing with that. If she wants to dig the hole deeper, we're there to not pull her out of it. She can pull herself out. But, we're not going to back down.
No.
Because we did nothing wrong. But at the same time... we've had our say. We don't give a fuck. We're moving on.
Yeah.
And even though it can be amusing to watch, and it's like, oh, drama. We actually don't like drama.
No, I hate
so we try to avoid it as much as possible. But we are also very straight up with you guys and let you guys know what's happening because we feel like that is needed in this industry. So
Absolutely.
Sorry that it was so long. I'll try to cut it down if possible.
Yeah. All right. We need to dedicate this episode to a Beauty News VIP.
Yeah. And what an episode.
What an episode. Please don't be offended that we chose you for this. I wouldn't want to be associated with it either. But take all of the good stuff from it and that's all for you. The negative shit, fuck that.
Yeah.
So we are choosing Dina.
Yay.
Now, I assume that's how we pronounce your name. I hope it is. If I'm wrong, feel free to correct me down in the comments. I'm pretty sure it's Dina.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Dina, for supporting Beauty News. And thank you to all of our Beauty News supporters. We love you guys.
We do love you guys.
Yeah.
You're the best.
Yeah.
And I also found a very appropriate emoji.
Mm?
It is a hole.
Is it a black hole?
It is.
Yes!
So keep digging those holes. Keep fighting those good battles.
Yeah.
And we will see you sometime. I don't know. We might see you Monday. We might... Oh, we'll see you Monday for
we'll
something.
definitely see you
I don't
on
know if
Monday.
there'll be updates or not, though.
Yeah,
but
we'll
depends on how much news comes out this week.
It'll be a thing.
It will. All
That's
right,
for
guys.
sure.
We will see you
In the next one.
in the next one. Bye.
Bye. Oh well, we've got another notch on our cease and desist belt.
Yeah. Bring it on.
God, these brands getting so defensive.
I know. Fuck, man.
Maybe we should send out cease and desist letters.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's get one printed on a t-shirt.
Oh, do you also, I thought this was appropriate for today's episode. So this is for you, Megan, some Philly D quotes.